In this video, we are going to be walking you through everything there is to know about Chandler, Arizona, where it is in proximity to the rest of the Phoenix Valley, some of the main attractions that Chandler has to offer, as well as spotlight a couple of the best neighborhoods that are in Chandler, Arizona. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you're new to the channel and want to know everything there is to know about living, working, and enjoying living in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona in the surrounding suburbs, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Click the bell so that you're aware of new content that comes on, and comment below about what you think of this specific video. And my name is Eric Schilling, and I work with eXp Realty down here in Phoenix. And we get calls and texts from people like you every single day that are thinking about making a move to Phoenix, Arizona. I know I moved here a couple years ago and I absolutely love it. So feel free to personally reach out to me either through call or text, or if email is the best communication for you, and we will hop on a quick call and see how we can help you transition and make a smooth move to the beautiful and sunny Phoenix, Arizona. So as I had mentioned in this video, we are going to be covering everything there is to know about Chandler, Arizona. And so without further ado, let's hop into my computer and take a look at what Chandler has to offer. All right, guys. So as we had mentioned, we're going to be walking you through kind of where Chandler is on the map in relation to everything else in the Phoenix, Arizona area, as well as some of the best attractions and some of the best neighborhoods that Chandler has to offer. So just kind of starting out, as you can see, Chandler is kind of down here nestled in between Tempe, the rest of southern Phoenix, and Gilbert and Mesa. So really sandwiched in between kind of all those little suburbs. So one of the best parts about Chandler is its location. You absolutely cannot beat it because of the proximity that you can take to the 101 up to northern Scottsdale, or the 202 taking you, east to west from, if you need to get out to eastern Gilbert, or if they just recently built this 202 highway in the last couple of years, and that really sped up, and that really even helped Chandler get more on the map as if it already wasn't. But that way you don't have to go through the middle of the city to get around to the western side of Phoenix and to out in Glendale. So Chandler overall, it really does have absolutely one of the best locations. And within the last handful of years, 5-10 years, Intel also made a large investment in building in Chandler, Arizona. So they've hired a ton of jobs to come down, and that is really what appreciated the home value so much. And as you see, as we get further in and check out my other videos of our vlog tour of Chandler and a couple home tours, you'll see how much the value has risen in compared to the rest of the Phoenix, Arizona area. So again, just a really, really good location. And not only to mention the location, but Chandler also has some of the most sought after school districts. Chandler and Gilbert are, kind of 1A and 1B of two of the best school districts in the entire valley. So if that's something that is important to you, I would highly recommend checking out, the Chandler and Gilbert area based on, niche.com and neighborhood.com, of all their sources of how good of schools are down here in the Chandler and Gilbert area. So if you guys have been following my channel for a while, I absolutely love to golf. So that's kind of the first thing that we will spotlight here. So the first course is San Marcos Golf Club, and that is just right off of downtown, old school kind of Parkland style. That's a great course, super fun, and some of the best parts about San Marcos is it's affordable. In the winter, they don't jack up their rates too much, so that's just right off of downtown. Chandler also has a couple really, really good and high quality golf courses. Ocotillo Golf Club, and we'll spend a little bit of time when we're talking about the neighborhoods of Ocotillo. But it was a Phil Mickelson design originally, and if it wasn't his design, he was a part owner of it. But it's they got 27 holes out there. It's a master plan community, and it's got a ton. Obviously, as you can see, there's water everywhere down here in the Ocotillo Golf Club. So won't spend a ton of time because we'll get back into the Ocotillo neighborhood. But that's a really, really good high quality course. You got Bear Creek down here, just off of Highway 87. They have 18 holes, and then they actually have an executive course where it's just threes and fours. So if you have young golfers or beginning golfers, it's a really good spot to take them at an affordable rate. Last two courses that we'll touch on here is Lone Tree Golf Club, down kind of in the southern Sun Groves neighborhood down here in southern Chandler. Another really good golf course that is they do a pretty good job of keeping it affordable as well, during the winter months. And the last place that we'll touch on is the Gila River. So they have a golf course out here, and they also have a ton of other activities going on out here. So I know when last summer we got the chance to go horseback riding out at Wild Horse Pass. So they have a ton of stuff, a ton of different events. They have a motorsports park. They got a casino. Some of the best shopping in the premium outlets is right off of this area as well. So this is the golf course, Wild Horse Pass. They have 218 holes out there. Does get a little bit expensive, so I don't play there in the wintertime, but in the summer, it's a great place to check out. Now, one thing you should know about Chandler is that this is actually reservation land, so it is not a part of Chandler. But that's one of the nice things about living down here is how close and how much access that you have to other areas and other shopping areas within the Phoenix Metro. So with that, the Chandler Fashion Center, as you can see here, right off the 101 and the 202, they have all kinds of different shops, restaurants. They got a Costco, a Target. They got everything that you need. And one of the really cool things that they have is this Crayola experience in Chandler. It's only one of 5 in the entire U.S. And if you have young kids or you just love to color, this is definitely something that you got to check out in the Chandler Fashion Center. And again, like I said, they have a ton of great restaurants over here, and the location, you absolutely cannot beat it, right off the 101 and the 202. So it provides easy access everywhere else in the valley. Another shopping area that has a ton of different shops. It's on the border of Tempe and Chandler and Phoenix, but it's something to mention since we're talking about Chandler. Is this area right off of Interstate 10? They got a Sam's Club, REI, Golf Galaxy. There's all kinds of different shops right off the Foothills Park place, and so definitely something that you want to check out. If you're a huge IKEA fan, we have an IKEA right off of Interstate 10, as well as a couple other car dealerships. And we'll spotlight those again when we talk about the video in Tempe. But if you're living in Chandler, this is so close to being where you are. So definitely you got to check it out with how much amazing shopping, that Chandler has to offer. Now, in terms of neighborhoods, right, and other major attractions, so as you can see, this green area over here, this is South Mountain. And so again, we'll spotlight this in the Phoenix and Tempe, but want to highlight it here with Chandler of how close you are to, if you love to hike, being closer to South Mountain is definitely something I would recommend. There's a couple, you can go as long or as short as you would like. Some of the best views in the entire city because you can see how wide and spread out Phoenix is. Funny story about this, and you may have heard this in my Gilbert map video, is that when we had first went down here, my wife and I now, we had no idea where we were, and somehow we just stumbled upon this hike, and come to find out it was on South Mountain. And then when we moved here, we were doing a hike, and we looked at each other like, I think this looks so familiar. I think this is where we started our journey. So if you are into hiking, you got to check out the South Mountain area just on the outskirts of Chandler, Arizona. So a couple other things that Chandler has to offer is they do a really good job of providing a couple parks throughout the northern Chandler area and the southern Chandler area. So Desert Breeze Park is a great option. Great spot if you got dogs to walk around. They have a little man-made lake there, and just as a nice little spot to get out and see a little bit of greenery within the city. Another really nice park that took a couple $1 million to build is this Veterans Oasis. And again, it's just a really nice spot that you can walk around and see some greens and see some trees and just get kind of a different feel than a neighborhood and you're living in a city. It's anytime you can get a little greenery in the city is always a plus. And then the last that we'll talk about is Tumbleweed Park. Now, same thing as the last couple. It's just they do a really good job of maintaining this, and just a nice kind of spot to get away from the city life, so to say. So now that we covered some of the major attractions, that Chandler, Arizona has to offer, let's move into the kind of individual neighborhoods of some of the most popular that we see here in Chandler, Arizona. And if you want more specific information, again, please feel free to reach out, either call or text or email, and I would be happy to share my insight and share my clients' insights of the neighborhoods here in Chandler. So the first one that we will spotlight is the downtown area. Now, downtown Chandler is really cool. It's got It's not quite as big as some of the other downtowns in the area, but it does provide, a little bit more unique restaurants, and just has that kind of small town downtown vibe. It's super cool. So if you're even just driving through, highly recommend you check out this downtown Chandler area. A couple of my favorite restaurants that we've been to, Santan Brewing is down here. They are a large, craft brewery company here in Phoenix, and they have some. I'm not gonna lie, they got some really good and diverse types of beer. So if that's something that you're into, highly suggest checking out Santan Brewery Company. And another one of my this is one of my favorite restaurants in all of Phoenix. They have a couple locations. And fortunately, they have one here in downtown Chandler, and it is phenomenal. They got amazing, unique steak burgers. The restaurant itself has just really cool vibes, kind of a sports vibes, but it's not a sports bar. Highly recommend you guys check out. They have some of the best burgers that we've had since living here in Phoenix, Arizona. If you want to go a little bit more upscale and are looking for a really good steakhouse, I always send my clients and anybody that recommends to DC Steakhouse here in downtown Chandler. Has just a really nice ambiance in the restaurant, and the steak is absolutely incredible. So those are a couple of the restaurants that I would recommend checking out in downtown Chandler. Obviously, there's way more that I need to get to that are on my list. Gadzooks down here, they're all over the valley and have really good Mexican food. So definitely something I would also recommend checking out. Now, in terms of types of houses, downtown Chandler and the surrounding neighborhoods do a really good job of adding different price points for what you're looking for. So if you're looking kind of for a more starter condo, those run about in the 350s, and you can find those around the downtown Chandler area. And then if you're looking for a little bit larger lots and little bit more upscale living, they do have homes that can get up into the 700,000. So a lot of diversity around that downtown Chandler area, and would just highly recommend it. At least if you're not interested in moving there, at least checking it out as a tourist, because it's just so cool and so unique. They do a really good job. Moving down here, let's check out the Ocotillo neighborhood. Now, again, we talked a little bit about this. This is going to be one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in all of Chandler. Like I said, it's all man-made, and it's got canals all kind of through it. So if you are one that wants to live on some water, but you also want to get the beauty of the desert, highly recommend checking out Ocotillo. It's super quiet down here. You're off of the highway, and this Highway 87 it's just got stoplights, so you don't hear the hustle and bustle of a freeway. It's definitely worth checking out in the Ocotillo. If you're into luxury living, definitely this is one of the neighborhoods you have to check out. A couple good restaurants that are here is Stone and Vine, and we went there a couple years ago, and I was blown away. It's a more urban Italian joint, and it has absolutely phenomenal food. It's got beautiful views right here on the lakeside. So that's one of the things that you get in Ocotillo is a lot of these little restaurants and shopping malls. They have just waterfront property that just makes it very unique and very calming, because we don't obviously get a ton of water here in the desert. So there's a ton of shops, ton of Big Air Trampoline Park. If you got little kids, highly recommend dropping them off there and letting them burn off all their energy at the Big Air Trampoline Park. Super cool spot. Lou Malnati's, if you're from Chicago or just absolutely love Chicago deep dish, they got a restaurant here. I was blown away when I moved here from Nebraska to Phoenix of how many people are from Chicago that live here. So there's a ton of Chicago restaurants all over the valley, and fortunately, Ocotillo has a great spot in Lou Malnati's right in the Ocotillo area. Another restaurant that I want to spotlight is another burger place, and it is right in here. Let me zoom in. Bruce Tap House, a gourmet burger joint. We went there after golfing one day. Again, in comparison to Matty G's, I think Matty G's is just a slightly better. However, Bruce has amazing food and a really cool outdoor patio that they bought next door. So definitely recommend checking out Bruce Tap House as well. Moving on, one of the best restaurants. It's not necessarily in the neighborhood. It's at the Chandler Airport. It's called the Hangar Cafe. It is so cool because you get to see You get to sit out on, they have a really cool patio, and you get to watch planes take off. So if you're into aviation or you want some good, really good Mediterranean food, the Hangar Cafe is something you absolutely have to check out. It's one of the most unique experiences here in the Phoenix area. So moving further south, we're going to hit on the Sun Groves property. Now, the Sun Groves area is kind of down here in just south of Riggs. And if you're looking to get away from the city and you want really quiet suburban living, Sun Groves is absolutely for you. It's a master plan community. All these homes are, built within 2000 to 2005. So a lot more newer homes that are down here in the Sun Groves area. They also have a little neighborhood park and the aquatic center. So if you have, again, if you have young kids or you want to just hop in a tube and head down the slides, you got to check out the Mesquite Groves Aquatic Center. It's amazing during the summer to let the kids get outside and burn off all their energy in the hot sun and cool water. So that's another thing that Sun Groves has to offer. It's a really quiet and beautiful community of where it is located in comparison to Phoenix. Now, I will mention, if you are living, in this southern Chandler area and you need to get to downtown Phoenix every day, these are all just stoplights. So it may take you a little bit longer on your commute. So if you're, always commuting to, let's say, Sky Harbor Airport, or you're big Cardinals fans and you want to get across town, Glendale Stadium, State Farm Stadium is right here on the west side of Glendale. So just something to consider, if you love the Cardinals or if you need to go to downtown or the airport often, you may want to look at options a little bit closer to being off the 202 because of how much the commute times will be. But overall, Chandler is definitely one of the best suburbs that you can be in all of Phoenix. It's super quiet, super safe. Has some of the best schools districts around. So cannot say enough good things about Chandler, Arizona. And again, it is one of the most and fastest appreciating areas in all of Phoenix. So if you want a good return on your investment, I definitely recommend checking out Chandler, Arizona. So those are just a couple of the spotlights of the neighborhoods. I hope this video has been helpful of giving you at least a rough idea of what to consider and what to expect when moving here to Chandler. As I mentioned earlier, if you want more information, we have people reach out every day, just like you, that are thinking about making a move to Chandler. So I'm happy to hop on a quick Zoom and see how we can best help you out with your home search in Chandler, Arizona. So check out my vlog if you have not on Chandler, and we will catch you on another video. Thanks for watching.